Good afternoon. Please be seated. It is my privilege to convene the 2022 Diploma Ceremony for the Case Western Reserve University School of Law, where we will present diplomas to our graduates whose degrees will be conferred later this afternoon. We also welcome back those graduates who received their degrees this past January and August, who have returned to campus today to join us in these commencement celebrations. When you entered the hall, you were given a postcard with a QR code. If you open the camera app on your phone and hover it over the QR code, you will be taken directly to an electronic version of our program. You will find the program for this ceremony on page 41 of your commencement program book. It is now my honor to present one of our two deans of the School of Law, Michael Scharf.
Thank you, Associate Dean Hill. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
As co-dean of the law school, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to our commencement ceremony in the 130th year of this venerable law school. We are so happy to be able to celebrate this important occasion in this incredible venue, Severance Hall, home of the world-famous Cleveland Orchestra. At the same time, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge that University Circle occupies the traditional homeland of the Lenape, Shawnee, Wyandot, Ottawa, Potawatomi, and other Great Lakes tribes who were forcibly displaced in the early years of our nation. During the next hour, you will be hearing from the president of our Law Alumni Association, Eric Levasseur, the Associate Dean, Jesse Hill, who you've already seen, the Student Bar Association co-presidents, Nadia Hailai and Michaela Hayford, Co-Dean Jessica Berg, and our distinguished commencement speaker, Mayor Justin Bibb. And then members of the 114 JDs, 105 LLMs, 34 master's students, and 13 SJDs from 23 states and 12 countries that make up the Case Western Reserve University Law Class of 2022 will walk across this stage. They'll receive their diplomas, and they will officially become graduates, alumni of Case Western Reserve University School of Law. The class of 2022 has left an indelible mark on this law school. Your time here corresponded with shocking incidents of racial injustice that sparked mass protests throughout the nation. It corresponded with an incredibly divisive presidential election that culminated in a violent riot at the Capitol. It corresponded with a Russian invasion of Ukraine that marked the return of the Cold War, and the worst pandemic in 100 years that has now claimed 1 million U.S. lives. You had to take classes, participate in extracurricular activities, and even socialize with friends, at first remotely and later while wearing masks. But rather than become distracted, you retained your focus. Rather than become dispirited, you persevered. Within our virtual and physical classrooms, you engaged in vigorous debates about the weighty legal issues of the day. You won an unprecedented number of awards at national and international moot court and mock trial competitions. You edited and wrote impressive law review articles that will have an impact on the law. And in our clinics, our labs, our externships, you've worked on cases that have changed and in some cases literally saved lives. You have made us all so incredibly proud. No one would ever say law school is easy. It takes a family to thrive in this incredibly challenging environment. It is therefore fitting that we begin by taking a moment to recognize the members of our law school family that played such an important part in the journey that you have taken from student to lawyer. Let's begin with our remarkable staff who wisely admitted you to our school. They assisted you in your research. They counseled you and advised you, and they helped you obtain internships, externships, fellowships, and jobs. Even today, many of our staff have been working hard behind the scenes to ensure the smooth running of this ceremony. Please join me in thanking the law school staff. And then there are the members of our outstanding faculty. They have taken you under their wings. They've taught and mentored you. They've passed along their passion for the law. From them, you have learned to think and problem solve and persuasively argue like a lawyer. Please join me now in thanking our faculty. Parents, grandparents, siblings, significant others, and friends, we want to honor you today as well. Your love, support, and encouragement were vital to our students' success. We thank you for all that you've done for our graduates. Graduates, through your resolute effort, you are about to obtain one of the most powerful degrees in all of education. With it, you can become the defenders of liberty, the champions of just causes, the protectors of the powerless, and the clear-sighted counselors of our society. Before you are able to wield that power, however, there does remain one challenge ahead for many of you. It's an important one, and it will take substantial energy, focus, and perseverance during the coming summer. Yes, I'm talking about the dreaded bar exam. In recent years, however, a record percentage of our graduates have passed the bar, and we are absolutely confident that you will do what it takes to tenaciously meet that final hurdle to becoming a lawyer. Shortly, you will become alumni of this historic institution, forever part of the Case Western Reserve family. My colleagues and I are excited to watch you on the next stage of your journey, and we will continue to help whenever we can. We want you to remain in contact, to share with us the stories of your first experiences, your challenges, and your glories. And we hope that you will give your support to the generations of law students that will follow in your footsteps, as our alumni have done for you. Let me end by congratulating you for all that you have achieved at our school and all that you will achieve in the years ahead. It is now my pleasure to turn the program over to Eric Levasseur, class of 2002, the president of our Law School's Alumni Association. Eric?
Thank you, Dean. Good afternoon, class of 2022. As Dean Scharf said, my name is Eric Levasseur. I'm a proud graduate of the class of 2002 and the current president of the Law Alumni Association Board of Directors. The board represents the Law School Alumni Association, and as soon as each one of you walks across this stage in a few minutes, you will be the newest members of the Law Alumni Association. On behalf of the nearly 12,000 active alumni members across the globe, it is my privilege to be here to share this day with you on behalf of the Alumni Association and welcome you to our ranks. It's pretty crazy to think that it was 20 years ago, almost to the day, that I walked across this very stage to become an alumni myself. Since then, I've started a career, a family, and I'd like to think that I've built upon the foundation that this law school provided to me. perhaps a little bit wiser, certainly a lot more gray hair at this point. Today, each of you stand on the cusp of starting your own careers, or for our SJD, LLM, and master's graduates, continuing a career. The years will pass by quickly, but rest assured you are well prepared for whatever life brings your way, particularly in your professional lives. The hard work, the late nights, in many respects, they're just beginning. But now, after the hard work you've put in over the past few years, you'll truly begin to see the rewards of that effort. You'll see it in the differences you'll make in your clients' lives, the impacts you'll have on your communities, and the legacies you will begin to build for those following in your own footsteps. The Alumni Association is here to support you along the way, and we hope you'll become involved, whether you remain here in Cleveland or land elsewhere. Opportunities abound, from assisting with student recruitment, mentoring law students and young lawyers, assisting with job placements, supporting your local alumni chapters, and, yes, providing financial support to the law school. The deans promised me an honorary degree later on today if I could slip that one in there. So, this is your association, and we look forward to having each one of you involved. So congratulations. Enjoy the day. You've earned it. And take a moment to thank those who helped to get you here. The parents, the spouses, the significant others, the families. No one does this alone. On behalf of the Alumni Association, we wish you nothing but success, look forward to your involvement, and hopefully many returns to the campus in years to come. Thank you.
On behalf of the faculty and staff of Case Western Reserve University School of Law, I too congratulate each of you on your graduation. It has been an honor to have you as students at our law school. We're very proud of your outstanding achievements, both in and outside of the classroom, and we're confident that you will excel in your professional careers and will continue to contribute a great deal to your communities. I have the honor of presenting the Order of the Coif. The Order of the Coif originated in 15th century English Inns of Court to honor the best barristers. It was started in this country by a handful of law schools over 100 years ago to honor the top students in each class. We honor those members of the class of 2022 who are graduating in the top 10% of their class. When I call your name, please stand and remain standing. Please hold your applause until I call the last name. Nicholas E. Adamson. Mark Joseph Furman. Callan Lee Ferran. Catherine M. Huff. Esther Gail Cakin. Kathleen Mary Lynch. Alexandra E. Moore. Ginger Ann Pinkerton. Andrew Scott Rumschlag. Alexa Eve Shook. Christopher R. Switzer. Congratulations to all of you. Please refer to pages 42 through 43 of your commencement program. Those graduates receiving their degree with a specialty concentration will have that concentration noted immediately beneath their names. Pages 44 through 46 list those graduates who have been recognized for their academic and extracurricular excellence with special honors and awards. Those students, both JD and LLM, who are graduating with academic honors will be recognized as they receive their diplomas. One award Included in the program insert is the Cum Studiis Tum Moribus Principes Award, which is presented by the Society of Benchers to a member of the graduating class who is eminent in academic work and character. This year's award recipient is Callan Ferran. Callan, please stand. Congratulations. You all have chosen the legal profession, which is a service career. The law school recognizes that this class has continued a strong tradition of showing a commitment to helping those who are less fortunate than we are. The volunteer work in which many of you have engaged is an inspiration to all of us here today. It is my privilege to recognize the winner of the Jacob Hecht Pro Bono Graduating Student of the Year Award. This award recognizes the student who has completed the greatest number of pro bono hours during their time in law school. The School of Law established this program to encourage students to use their education and professional training to benefit the community, particularly underserved communities. This year's recipient is Rachel McKay. Rachel, please stand. Congratulations. It is also my honor to recognize the recipients of several other awards, all of which were chosen by a ballot of the graduating class. The awards for community service are given to an individual and to an organization that have made the strongest contribution to public service. This year's award for community service for an organization recognizes the Black Law Students Association. I invite all of you who have contributed your time to BALSA to stand and be recognized. Congratulations. This year's award for community service for an individual, also chosen by ballot of the graduating class, goes to Lillian Hall. Lillian, would you please stand? Congratulations. The Martin Luther King Jr. Award is given to the graduating student who, in the judgment of classmates, follows in character and conduct the spirit of Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. This year's recipient is Michaela Hayford. Michaela, please stand. Congratulations. Finally, the Law School Leadership Awards honor students who have made significant contributions to student organizations and fostered community within the school. This year's Leadership Award recipients are Nadia Haile, Sean McGuigan, and Alireza Nourani Dargiri. Nadia, Sean, and Alireza, please stand. Congratulations. Nadia Haile and Michaela Hayford are also the outgoing presidents of the Student Bar Association and our next speakers. So they will announce some additional awards. Nadia and Michaela, please come up to the stage.
In addition to the awards presented by Dean Hill, it is our honor to recognize the recipients of several other awards, each of which was chosen by a ballot of the graduating class. The Student of the Year Award is given to the graduating student who, in the judgment of classmates, best exemplifies outstanding scholarship and excellence in extracurricular activities. This year's Student of the Year Award recipient is Alireza Nourani Dargiri. Ali, would you please stand once again? Congratulations. The Teacher of the Year Award recognizes a faculty member for his or her outstanding teaching and service. This year's recipient is Professor Mike Benza. Professor Benza is unable to be here today because he's attending his own child's college graduation. Let's all honor Professor Benza with another round of applause.
The LLM graduating class also selected its LLM Teacher of the Year award. This award recognizes a faculty member for his or her outstanding teaching and service to the LLM students. This year's recipient is Professor Jacqueline Celebrezzi. Professor Celebrezzi, would you please stand? Finally, the Dennis J. Jenks Memorial Award for Administrator of the Year. This recognizes an administrator or staff member for his or her service and dedication. This year's recipient is Michael McCarthy. Michael, will you please stand? In addition to this award, the class of 2022 wanted to show a token of gratitude to Dean McCarthy, and we've compiled a photo book with messages from the students to you, so we'd like to give that to you now. Now to the class of 2022. It's been an unforgettable 3 years, and I am so happy to be walking across the stage today. I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. When we were brainstorming what to speak about today, we thought, well, what do we remember the most about law school? The first thing that came to mind was the global pandemic. We started our first year all happy-go-lucky, and then boom, we go to spring break and we're back in a year and a half. We can all say we officially attended Zoom University School of Law, CWRU edition. Then we thought about George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and the many other fallen friends and loved ones that sparked and continued the social justice movement. We thought about George Brazer, Professor Gabene, and Professor Gerhardt, the cherished friends and professors at the law school that passed away in our time. We then thought about the contentious elections and the contentious Supreme Court nominations. And we also can never forget the insurrection. All pretty topical, especially while in law school. And then we got to our exams, motions, memos, and citations. Now looking back at that list, quite honestly, exams seem like a breeze. And I can only say that now in retrospect, because during finals I might not have agreed. I promised Nadia 2 weeks ago prior to the evidence exam was positively freaking out. But then we thought, coming into law school, everyone told us it's hard because of the tests, the motions, the memos, and the citations, when in actuality, our past 3 years were difficult for many more reasons than simply just the academics. We bring attention to this because we all are here in this room today. No matter how many hurdles we faced, we cleared them. Might have gotten nicked a few times, came out with a few scratches and bruises, but we learned to adapt. Our class has grit, and we were sure to show it. Just ask the deans behind me. This grit and this adaptability is vital to our success as future attorneys, especially as all of these events have shaped our the legal world we're entering, and I'm so excited to see how we shape that world.
When you get your diploma in a few minutes, take a moment to really look at it. And remember that this piece of paper is way too expensive to be squandered. And when I say expensive, I'm in part referencing our student loans, but we all know the expense of missing out on time with friends and family, the expense of losing sleep, the stress, all kinds of personal sacrifices. Regardless of what you paid for this degree, it's expensive. It's also a privilege that carries great responsibility. And as we celebrate our accomplishments today, I believe that there is a way for us to appreciate all that we've learned without glossing over the shortcomings of the law itself. In fact, today, I want us to remember all of the times where we learned how the law fails us, because it's the only way that we're going to fix it. Now, personally, I kept a separate notebook for this throughout law school. And in this notebook, I documented the times I was disappointed or shocked, outraged by the reasoning or the outcome of a case or a rule. There were times where I felt an intense dissonance between the values we know to be in the best interests of communities and people and the centuries-old doctrine that we were learning. We all know that the stakes are high. The effects of many ill-conceived or ill-enforced laws produce wars, genocides, slavery, and significant human rights abuses. The loss of reproductive rights, the inability to marry who you love, systemic and institutionalized racism. There is a great responsibility that comes with learning the law. And for that reason, I've never had much patience for anyone who mocked our resolve, our optimism, and our fire while we were first-year law students. We didn't know the law yet, but we were ready to use it to change the world. We weren't under the illusion that law school was a vacuum where we could just insulate ourselves from the world unfolding before us. We took it on head on. So my hope is that we can pair our 1L passion with our new expertise. My favorite part about being in this class of 2022 is that no matter how many times the so-called unprecedented, uncertain, unfamiliar, complete, utter chaos of the past 3 years flung itself between us and our commitment to building a better world, we stayed the course. We built paths for others. We helped each other along the way. Someone even shared all of the secret law review outlines for everyone to use. We protested, we made noise, we changed policies, we showed up. And when I think about all of this, I think about a particular lyric written by Kathleen Lee Bates. "Oh, beautiful, for heroes proved in liberating strife." In class of 2022, I believe that we are some truly beautiful people, and I cannot wait to see how we'll work towards a liberated and just world. Congratulations.
Thank you, Nadia and Michaela, for that really inspiring comment on your class, on everything you've overcome, and on where you're going in the future. It is my great pleasure now to introduce Justin Bibb, a 2018 dual law and management graduate, as our 2022 commencement speaker. Mayor Bibb is the second youngest and first millennial to take the oath of office in the city of Cleveland. He was born and raised on Cleveland's southeast side in the Mount Pleasant neighborhood and attended Trinity High School in Garfield Heights before earning his bachelor's degree in urban studies from American University. While at American, he interned with then-Senator Barack Obama and spent a year at the London School of Economics studying urban development. In 2014, Justin applied to our law school while working in New York City, eventually making the decision to bring his talents back home to Cleveland, minus a large press conference. While at Case Western Reserve University, he joined the boards of organizations like Destination Cleveland and the Ohio chapter of Teach for America. Even during law school, he was focused on serving this city. Over the past 15 years, Mayor Bibb has worked in government, business, and the nonprofit sector as an executive and nonprofit leader. He led the Global Cities practice at research firm Gallup, served as vice president at Key Bank, and most recently was the chief strategy officer at Urbanova, a startup focused on improving cities. As the 58th mayor of Cleveland, he is focused on improving public safety, investing in neighborhoods, and modernizing City Hall. Mayor Bibb's vision for Cleveland is to become a national model for city management, police reform, and neighborhood revitalization. He is well on his way to implementing his ambitious agenda, and we are thrilled to welcome him here today.
It's good to be back home. Good afternoon, graduates, family, and friends. Thank you to President Kaler, Deans Berg and Scharf, and the law school faculty for having me here this afternoon. You know, this day is a very important day in your lives. And I can remember just 4 years ago, I was in your seat. I was nervous, scared, excited, but I knew that I had the skills and the perspective I needed to go change the world. But what I didn't know was the challenges that I would face. But I knew that a law degree would position me with the skills I needed. And sometimes having a law degree can be a challenge. As the joke says, it's hard to date a lawyer. And that's probably why I'm still single. And I know my mother is pretty upset about that because every day she keeps asking me about where are my grandkids? But in my view, the ability to think like a lawyer is a superpower in today's world, where we struggle to agree on basic facts, where respectful, well-reasoned, diplomatic arguments can feel like relics of a forgotten time. I lean on my law school education every single day, both in my capacity as mayor as well as a citizen of this nation. I share this today because now more than ever, the world needs you. It needs you to seek truth. It needs you to right society's wrongs. It needs you to ask and analyze the hard questions and have the courage and the moral compass to meet the moment we are in. You know, last fall, the Harvard Kennedy School of Politics released data from a national poll of Americans aged 18 to 29. And in that poll, a majority of young Americans, 52%, believe that our democracy is either in trouble or failing. 52%. Only 7% believe that we are living in a healthy democracy. But this was the most troubling data point for me. 35% of young people in this country believe that we might see a second American Civil War. 35%. The fate of our democracy is on the line, and the COVID-19 pandemic has only exacerbated those weaknesses that we see in our democracy. This is a pretty sobering check-in on our nation's next generation, whose other primary concerns include foreign policy, climate change, and mental health. It's clear that we need to find new ways to do things differently. We need a better strategy for the future, and I have the utmost faith that you all will lead the way. If we intend to move into the future with clarity, I submit that we ought to begin by addressing past in the light of our current and present future. Without question, we are certainly in an inflection moment in our nation's history. You know, the revolution and the reframing of American history, American cities, American institutions, and the American people is here. And you will be the ones on the front lines to fight for it. The idea that our country is in the third American Revolution is not a new concept or a new idea. If anything, based on what we experienced over the last 2 years, we see it on our newspapers and in the headlines every single day. You know, the first revolution in 1776 was a pretty radical one. Washington, Jefferson, Hamilton, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The history that we were taught since we were in kindergarten. The leaders of the first revolution certainly knew their history. They studied all types of government, and they knew that freedom wouldn't just magically happen. They knew we have to understand it, plan for it, fight for it, and protect it. This is the traditional answer to the question of when the American story begins. They were considered our founding fathers, but we know that was a lie. There are other answers, the other narratives of our history that have emerged, and we have examined our story through different lenses, particularly when we talk about what freedom actually means and for whom. Our nation's early definitions of freedom included America's first original sin, slavery, followed by segregation, disenfranchisement, and discrimination. And all while with these ideas that were born during Reconstruction, a new generation of founding fathers and mothers emerged. They were hard at work, working at great risk, reshaping the story of America and reshaping the definition of what freedom means in this nation. The Civil Rights era, the second American Revolution, was also a battle for freedom, how we understand it, plan for it, and fight for it, and protect it. Leaders like Dr. King, Ella Baker, Malcolm X, James Baldwin, and a host of others. They asked us to take an honest and unflinching look at our past and ourselves. In 1968, author James Baldwin called on us to confront our history. He wanted to show us that the parts of our past were in service of a lie that was holding our country back from true transformation. Speaking at a fundraiser in 1968 for Dr. King's Poor People's Campaign, he said what Rosa Parks was saying in Montgomery in 1966, the country did not want to hear, or did not hear it. 66 years later, are we ready to hear it? In the wake of the murder of our brother George Floyd, Tamir Rice, our sister Breonna Taylor, and the vast inequities that were exposed and laid bare during the pandemic, are we ready to hear it? I think we are ready to hear it, and the path forward is up to us. A few years ago, Eddie Glaude, the James S. McDonald Distinguished University Professor at Princeton, wrote an essay for The New Yorker where he said, true freedom for all Americans requires that we tell a better story, a true story about how we arrived here. A different history must be told because the story we tell ourselves about our country shapes our country. In our city, Cleveland, we are the poorest big city in America, the worst city in this country for Black women, the least connected in terms of access to high-speed internet. But I know as mayor that the need for freedom fighters and change agents for social and economic justice is great. But the good news is we have what it takes, and it's right here in Cleveland, Ohio. I sincerely believe that we're looking back more honestly than ever before, and that we have the courage to tell a true story and write a better future. Your new alma mater is home to the Social Justice Institute, the Begin Center for Violence Prevention, Research and Education, the Center on Urban Poverty and Community Development, and the Prevention Research Center for Healthy Neighborhoods, just to name a few. There is no shortage of ways to get engaged, to roll up your sleeves, and make an impact. In its rich 130-year history, this school has graduated game changers in the fields of government, nonprofit, business, academia, and the judiciary. The incomparable Fred Gray, civil rights attorney, preacher, and activist, graduated from this law school in 1954. U.S. Representative Stephanie Tubbs Jones in 1974. Judge Kathleen O'Malley in 1982. And countless others that are shaping our world at this very moment. And I know you will join this esteemed league and class of alums. Now, I might be a little biased, but as a case law grad, I think we have something very special. I know this because nearly half of my cabinet comes from Case Law School. You can clap for that, by the way. Together, we are writing a new chapter in Cleveland's history, and we are the authors of that chapter, and I know we will get it done. We must be the change. We can't afford more of the same. We can't afford the status quo. And you must look inside yourself to determine what role will you play in this movement. You know, when I decided to run for mayor, as a newly minted JD MBA graduate, people all across the city said that I couldn't do it, that I didn't have enough experience, that I was too young, too naive. But I said that coming out of this pandemic, coming after we saw George Floyd's murder, that it was our time, the next generation and the next leaders of the Third American Revolution, to fight this battle. Let's go to war. Let's keep causing good trouble. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Bibb, for those very inspiring words. I now turn things over to our Assistant Dean, Michael McCarthy, and Professor Jack Turner for the presentation of diplomas.
Deans Berg and Scharf, faculty, and honored guests. It is my great privilege to present the class of 2022 graduates who have received the degree of Doctor of Juridical Science. This terminal degree is awarded for 2 or more years of advanced academic study and research in the field of law. Our SJD graduates will be hooded by Professor Jack Turner. Fahad Amar Al-Hakbani. Rakan Hakmad Al-Hiwakem. Iman Al-Kamshi. And Rakan Galeb Al-Muteri. It is now my privilege to present the class of 2022 graduates who have received the degree of Juris Doctor. Those graduates who have earned their degrees with honors can be identified by the honor cords over their lapels. Gold for summa cum laude, silver for magna cum laude, and white for cum laude. Nicholas E. Adamson, magna cum laude. Evan Noel Adine. Ariba Arif Ahmad, cum laude. Amina Ahmed. Hannah Joan Anine. Adhavan Balandran. Michael Harrison Bishop. Colleen D. Campbell. Wensi Chen. Caroline Reeves Cirillo, cum laude. Madeline A. Claybo, cum laude. Patrick Gerard Conroy. Danielle Olivia Dalporto, cum laude. Samantha Brooke Danzinger. Natalie Diane Davis. Christine Elise DeSabato. Jacob William Dorr. Alan Francis Dowling. Mr. Dowling's degree is being presented by his father, Dr. Alan Dowling, adjunct professor in the School of Management, School of Engineering, and School of Nursing. Nicholas Andrew Delaney. Caroline Zrinka Jeba. Michael R. Eckhart. Rachel Lauren Criswell Emerson. L. Marie English. Coco Danielle Itakabi. Mark Joseph Furman, magna cum laude. Jessica A. Fu. Callan Lee Foran, summa cum laude. Jillian Taylor Fox, cum laude. Valera Maria Gali. Ryan Willard Gillespie, cum laude. Linnea Ava Rebecca Gottlander. Yong Gu. Elena M. Gutbrod. Nadia Lakech Haile. Lillian Margaret Hall. Michaela Asantiwa Hayford. Ingrid Elizabeth Hyder. Joseph Samuel Hendlin. Darby Kathleen Hickey. Heather Margaret Hoden. Nicholas M. Herodas. Catherine M. Huff, magna cum laude. Gung Hua. Jiwei Hua. Erica McGinnis Hudson, cum laude. Reagan Elizabeth Joy. Bailey Alice Cadian, cum laude. George Shadrach Commanda. Catherine Rose Karkaska, cum laude. Madeline Maeve Kelly. Mackenzie Margaret Kern. Megan Elizabeth Kern, cum laude. Jacqueline Angela Kett. Esther Gail Kaken, magna cum laude. Joshua M. Nauf. Michael James Lang. Sierra Jeanette Lipscomb. Kathleen Mary Lynch, magna cum laude. Michael Thomas Mahoney. Alicia Grace Mallow. Jonathan Edward Martin. Layla Gabrielle Arnold Moorer. Bridget Astrida McCusker. Sean Ryan McGuigan. Rachel Emerson McKay. Thomas Anthony Messner. Catherine Renata Meyer. Alexandra E. Moore, magna cum laude. Hope Rianne Moreland. Megan Renee Morrow, cum laude. Bailey Ann Mulholland, cum laude. C. Mason Myers. Charbel M. Najam. Alireza Norani Dargiri. Audrey Gwynn O'Brien. Taryn Francis Osborne. Jordan Elise Parks. Matthew Aaron Feniger, cum laude. Ginger Ann Pinkerton, magna cum laude. Zora Raglow DeFranco. Leah Isabel Rothfeld, cum laude. Amy Elizabeth Rubenstein, cum laude. Andrew Scott Rumschlag, magna cum laude. Megan Francis Schachter, cum laude. John Michael Schoen. Dennis W. Schwartz. Shaoqing Shen. Alexa Eve Shook, magna cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Sink, cum laude. Sydney Slakus. Noah J. Smith. Ademola Babatunde Sholaru. Claire J. Lee Soria. Zoe Marie Suntheimer, cum laude. Christopher R. Switzer, summa cum laude. Naomi Graciela Tellez. Alexander William Ugalini. Nathan Paul Vaneski. Haley Marie Walker. Ryan B. Wexler. Sean Robert Williamson. Mr. Williamson's degree is being presented by his mother, Colleen Barker Williamson, Director of Student Activities and Leadership in the university's Division of Student Affairs. Joseph Whitman. Margaret Dalian Wu. Fanshu Zhang. Zixing Zhao. It is also my privilege to present the class of 2022 graduates who have received the degree of Master of Arts. Wei Chao. Shiling Guo. Lauren Alexandra Hollingsworth Hall. Michael E. Lane. Jacob Daniel Lott. Muhammad Subtain Raza. Sarah Haydar Ahmed Saeed. George Brazier entered our Juris Doctor program in August 2020. His kindness and generosity were legendary among students, faculty, and staff. During a year of pandemic lockdown, in which most classes were held online and connections were difficult to make, George became friends with seemingly everybody. He was a constant participant in classroom discussions, both on Zoom and in person. George volunteered his time and talents by taking professional headshots of his classmates for free. And he was an active participant in many student organizations, including the Black Law Students Association and the Federalist Society. Tragically, as many of you know, George passed away in September 2021. A proud veteran and lifelong learner, George completed enough credits to earn the degree of Master of Law. And we are lucky to have several members of his family here with us today. It is now my distinct pleasure to present the degree of Master of Law to George Isaac Brazier, Mr. Brazier's degree is being presented to his brother, Jeffrey Brooks, Sr.
Deansburg and Scharf, faculty, colleagues, and honored guests, it is my great privilege to present the class of 2022 graduates who have received the degree of Master of Laws in United States and Global Legal Studies, International Business Law, International Criminal Law, or Intellectual Property Law. Those graduates who have earned their degrees with honors can be identified by the purple honor cords over their lapels. Osama Al-Rassan. Rana Khalid Al-Ahmadi. Mishari Ahmed Al-Alawi. Omar Abdulaziz Al-Badal. Juhara Khalid Al-Falah. Ahmed Ibrahim Al-Hashim. Bader Mohammed Al-Humud. Amar Abdullah Al-Hussein, with honors. Khalid Ahmed Al-Kawari. Amjad Saleh Al-Kusheban. Nasim Al-Mabadi. Tema Khalid Al-Mansour. Wejdan Ibrahim Al-Matrudi. Good job, Wed. Tahani Hudayban Al-Muteri. Bader Nasser Al-Omar. Sarah Hussein Al-Katani. Anas Abdullah Al-Karni. Nora Hufan Al-Karni. Rahma Al-Karni. Obadallah Mabruk Al-Rashdi, with honors. Saliha Al-Shayari. Omar Mohammed Al-Suleiman. Khalid Mashal Al-Tayabi. Munira Bijad Al-Tobaiti. Abdurrahman Khalid Al-Tubiani. Mishari Saud Al-Zarani. Samar Asa Muhammad Asiri. Elena Chinofi with honors. Du Kai with honors. Guo Lei Jin with honors. Guo Xiaomin. Aisha Mohammed Hakami. Hawazin Hakami. Alexandre Juez with honors. Hong Manji. Jiao Yinxin. Paulina Krasnova with honors. Lee Aaron. Li Linjuan. Li Xingyu. Leo Da with honors. Leo Tianrui. Lo Danchi. Good job. Lo Rei Ji with honors. Liu Pin Han. Ma Mingjun. Ma Shijia. Tabitha Madziwanzira with honors. Meng Ziao. Joao Victor Miranda with honors. Alau Morora da Silva. Ibtisam Raja. Noha Rifki. Mohammed Jamal Sharif. Elena Yurevna Strelkova with honors. Shrin Xin Yi. Tian Hui. Sebastian Wang. Wang Yuji with honors. Wang Jilun. Gabrielle Alida Willon with honors. Yao Jianqi. Yin Yao Sheng. John Andrew Yurga, with honors. Zhang Jiaxin.
By order of the Board of Trustees and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I now confer upon these candidates the degree of Doctor of Juridical Science, Juris Doctor, Master of Arts, Master of Law, or Master of Laws, and admit them to the honors, rights, privileges, and obligations pertaining thereto. Please join me in offering a big round of congratulations and applause for all members of the Case Western Reserve University School of Law, Class of 2022. We have reached the close of our celebration. In a moment, the recessional will leave the building. We would appreciate all of our guests allowing the faculty and graduates to exit the auditorium before leaving your seats. In addition, please make sure to move away from the entrance and steps and off toward the School of Law before stopping to converse and take photographs in the East Bell Commons Park. Before I wrap things up, I want to take a moment to remember Professor Leon Gabene, who passed away in December. Leon led an extraordinary life, enlisting at age 17 as a naval shipman during World War II, surviving a kamikaze attack in hours in the Pacific, volunteering in Europe to help Jewish refugees, internment, attending first medical school and then law school, practicing for a number of years in Oregon, and eventually winding up at Case Western Reserve University School of Law in 1968, where he taught tax and his love of hockey to numerous students for over half a century, including this past fall. As you reflect on your time here and begin this next phase of your life, consider the words of Maya Angelou. You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. You will not choose the challenges you face. You certainly didn't choose the ones you faced these past few years. But you will choose how you react to those challenges. Or in the words sometimes attributed to Abraham Lincoln, you can lament that the rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice that the thorn bushes have roses. With these final words, I now declare an end to our 2022 commencement. Thank you, and good luck.